Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Constellation. I know, it's a ship that we don't play very often, and that's kind of a little theme that we got going on lately. I'm trying to jump back out there, do some ships we haven't done for a while, and showcase some things. Now, there's actually a more nefarious purpose for why I'm in the Constellation, or would it be altruistic purpose? Anybody got some big words in their vocabularium today? Let me know. There is actually a little bit of a wider purpose why I was choosing the Constellation, and that is simply because I told you guys I was going to try to make a video on angling. And the Constellation is a perfect example of a ship that must be angled in order to really be effective. If you go bow in, you're just going to get punished with the bow, because anything with, I think it only has 25 mil bow. I could be wrong, might be 27, but I think it's 25, so anything 15 inches and above would go straight through your bow. But it has decent side armor and decent belt armor, so as long as you angle properly, it can do really well in terms of deflecting pretty much anything that shoots at you. But we'll get into that at some other point when I can come up with a video, because I swear this is what happens every time I try to make a specific type of video. I can't get the engagements that I want to showcase what I'm talking about. So I may end up having to go into a training room environment, and maybe that'll be a good thing for this Wednesday. Do a little bit of training room and showcase angling to all of y'all. If that's something you guys are interested in, let me know. Now here you can see we're struggling a little bit with lag. We've been having a little trouble with lag. You guys saw it in the end of the stream for the ranked battles, the tier 7 ranked battles recently. Same thing. It's been popping up and rearing its ugly head in other matches, and it has made a lot of games basically unplayable because it's so ridiculously annoying to play. But in this particular map, it does tend to go away a little bit. But we're going to try to push the edge here. And you can see we're not getting spotted, which is huge. But then we do get spotted. So we know that there's a destroyer nearby. The Balti's on the backside of the island. The Nagato was on the backside of an island. And the Odin is on the backside of an island. So that tells me one of two things. Either a cruiser is in the cap and I can't see it, which is unlikely, given the fact that there is a destroyer in the cap. But there are two destroyers in this match against us. One of them is clearly at Charlie, and the other one is, we don't know. It could be anywhere. So we get a good shot out there at the Odin. You can see there is actually a cruiser that did push up into the middle between A and B. He's utilizing that island cover, which is great. Then because I'm spotted, I go ahead and hit the radar thinking, okay, well there's a destroyer here, so maybe there's a chance that I can pick up the destroyer. Unfortunately, no. We don't manage to pick up the destroyer, at least not right away. The enemy cruiser is a Chumfun, and he's going to do an excellent job of utilizing this island to protect him from me, which is not ideal. Now we have an Ochakov right here behind us. We get a couple of hits on him, and you can see the destroyer does push in. So he gets himself picked up and is getting shot at by not just the destroyer, but also the Ochakov. I apologize, guys. It is literally 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and I am yawning like nobody's business. I'm not even tired. It's just every single time I try to record, I start yawning, and I don't know why. But we got a shot here at this Nagato. Me and this Nagato have a little bit of unfortunate history. He was literally in the last game right before this one, and I think I was in Kansas, question mark? I forget. But anyway, he was in the last game right before this, and he was on my team, and he ran into me 3 separate occasions. And you guys know, there's very few things that will just absolutely drive me crazy more than not being able to maneuver my ship properly because somebody is just running into me over and over again. Like, you run into me once, it happens, whatever. We've all been there. We separate, we go our separate ways, and we do our thing. Then you run into me again, and I'm like, okay, now you're starting to irritate me, right? And then the third time he hits me, we get tied up for probably 2 minutes because he just parked in front of me, and I was like, okay, all right, you're done. Just find another ocean to sail in, because this one's not yours, okay? It's mine. Back off. But, yeah, you guys know, I can't stand that. Am I alone in that? Like, you got the entire ocean to sail in. You shouldn't be right on top of another teammate, period. But Odin starts coming out in front of us here. We're going to take the shot over the island. We got a beautiful look. And we punch him right in the mouth for about 14,000 damage. We'll take that. The Odin is then going to go forward and go back behind the island. So, at this point, I've got to start making a choice for the Odin and planning that he's probably going to try to come out here and deal with me, right? Like, we've slapped him around a little bit. It's just me and an Ochikov defending this entire flank versus, what, 4 or 5 ships over here? So, we got to do our best to try to stay alive and take as little damage as possible while doing everything in our power to ruin the enemy. And you can see that the cruiser behind me is actually shooting the Odin. So he's doing his job. He's just kind of doing what Russian cruisers do, which is circles in the open water and hope nobody shoots him. But we're going to go ahead. We have the torpedoes out, but these torps are so slow. Trying to torp anything at range with this is hard. But he comes around the corner and we get god tier RNG. Literally all 8 shells find their mark. That is why I love the Constellation. Constellation is actual railguns. It is the one exception to the rule of having double barrel turrets. Okay, this thing is accurate, and I don't think there's ever like a truly bad salvo out of this thing. But the Odin only has 305mm guns, so guess what? I ain't worried about his guns. So we don't really have to angle a whole lot, but I am. And I'm going to go ahead and use the island, start to reverse off the island, and get a position where I can actually shoot this guy and finish him off. Without taking torpedoes, preferably. So he's going to go try to turn away from us and get away, but we're already in position. We take a shot high into the superstructure, upper side plating, and we take him down. Now, I'm anticipating torpedoes here because, I mean, there's only one reason a torpedo battleship or cruiser decides to go full broadside in a last-ditch effort, and that is simply they're trying to torpedo. Now, Odin torpedoes are at the back, much like the Constellation. So while it can have very good torpedo angles, the initial like torpedo angle off of the bow of the ship isn't as good. So keep that in mind. So we weren't having to worry too much there. Now you can see I do call for help. I'm worried about going around the corner because, like I said, I know this Nagato and I have had history in the last match. Right, so if he gets an opportunity, he will likely take a shot at me. And I don't want to be the first thing around the corner. Plus, I'm very aware of the fact that I have no more radars, and the enemy destroyer was last spotted nearby. So I don't want to just willy-nilly go yellowing around the corner and getting absolutely yeeted. So we take our time, and we do spot the Nagato running away from us, which is ideal. His guns are not facing us, we can smash him, and we do. For over 15,000 damage. Again, landing all 8 shells on target. Only 4 of them did damage, but the other 4 still hit the target, which is impressive because he's now at medium range at 11 kilometers. So, just to show, like, this is one of the most accurate battleships in the game. I know it's technically a battlecruiser. I know it's technically was never built. It was going to be built. It was going to be the only battlecruiser for the Americans, but unfortunately, it became a carrier, I believe. The Lexington class, if I remember correctly. But anyway, we are going to continue to do what we got to do. And Chumfin, like I said, this guy's done a great job of hiding from me the entire game. He has just put himself in a position to be really, really obnoxious and not be able to be shot at by me. So, unfortunately, nothing I can do about that. What I am going to do is, I know that the enemy Balti was over here. He had us radared, so he's not that far away. We know the Nagato's headed in this direction. So we take a shot at the destroyer initially, and then we have the Nagato and the Balti. Now, I could go inside here and prepare to fire, or I can just stay my course, keep the speed going, and go around the island and try to get around to the outside and take the Nagato and the Balti from there. Now, the Chumfin has lost all of his hit points. whether it be from the battleship or the cruiser, I don't know, but he lost all of his hit points. But he's still alive. So that is unfortunate, because he is going to cost us a lot of time here in a little bit. But this game's still very close, could go either way, so him disengaging could be beneficial. Unfortunately for this Balti, he did not see me coming, and while he does a good job of avoiding the initial turnout that he was starting to do, he still gets absolutely yeeted by these rounds. Remember, we do have 16-inch guns, so we do overmatch him. And between the Nagato and the Balti, they're not long for this world. And because of our recent history, I'm like, the Nagato is mine. So I must shoot the Nagato. I can always kill the Balti anytime. I want the Nagato. So we take the shot, and we do get the kill. And that takes us up to 136,000 damage. And the Z gets spotted. And so now I'm thinking, okay, now we're going to get a chance to shoot the Z. Now watch what happens next, folks. This is why it's always important to pay attention to the map and where they're headed. I thought this guy was going to go around the island. Nope, he's going to run straight into the island, and that's going to save his life. Go figure. Yeah, I thought he was going around the island. He actually crashes right into the edge of the island. It's just a little bit of the island sticking up, so we didn't get a chance to see it. But I'm going to go ahead and spare you guys a little bit of time here, because it's going to take time for this game to end, and we'll pick it up in a minute. Now, one thing that I always try to, like, harp on for you guys is, like, trying to anticipate what the enemy is trying to do, right? Like, what would I do in that situation? What are they likely to do here? Now, he's trying to run away. He's doing what he can. And I made the assumption that he was going to go try to grab the Charlie Cap. And the funny thing is, like, sometimes this makes you look like an absolute legend, because you can anticipate what the enemy is going to do before they do it. And sure enough, he is in the Charlie Cap. And so I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. He thought he was going to get away, get a free cap. Unfortunately for this guy, he has no idea that a Constellation is about to roll around the corner with guns ready to go. And a spotter plane saved just for him. Like, this is the kind of stuff. You can see I'm already honking the horn. Like, I'm letting everybody know. It's like, this dude about to get rickety wrecked right now. He has no chance about what's about to occur. Like, it's hilarious to me. So, right around the corner. Hello, sunshine. How you doing? Wait for it. And... Pow! I know it wasn't a lot of damage, but it's still perfect. And that just goes to show, even in slow ships, you can intercept people by paying attention and guessing what they're going to do. And 2,347 base XP, 143k, and just a perfect little cherry on top, chasing down the little turd burglar who thought he could get away. So, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you guys liking these videos on ships that we don't play as often? And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.